Hi, Sean Kelly here with RWM Home Loans. It's been a hot minute since we've taken a look at the market, I think about 3 or 4 months. So let's jump in here and see what's going on. On the national front, we're seeing basically inventories increasing. We're seeing prices modulating or going down in certain markets and basically inventory increasing. So, that's actually a story that can be told also about the San Diego market. Let's take a quick look at what's going on in the San Diego market. So median sales price, good news if you got a single family house, that's actually up, probably 3 to 5, 6% year over year. Condos are pretty much flat. And in certain markets in the condo market here in San Diego, they're probably off maybe even 5 or 10%. Let's take a look at the next thing here, which is new listings. And that's some really good news for would-be home buyers out there. We're seeing both single family, detached, and condos actually increasing as far as new listings coming on the market. Now we're not back to the halcyon days of 2014, 15, and 16, but we are seeing increased inventory. So that's really good, and that's across the board. As far as closed sales go, now this is really interesting. I said there's a whole bunch of new listings on the market, but as far as closed sales goes, they're actually pretty flat year over the last 3 years. So what does that mean? If the sales are actually flat and the new listings are actually up, that means that we've got more inventory going on and more days on the market. So basically it's taking longer for houses to actually sell. And that's a good thing again for buyers, because now they have a chance to actually go out there and actually take a look at the house and not feel so pressured just to make a big move right away. If you look at the inventory numbers, again, those are all going up. If you look like 2014, 15, 16, there was over 14,000 houses on the market in San Diego in any given month. Right now, there's about 6,500, which is less than half, but certainly not as bad as back in 2021 when there was only 2,500 houses on the market. That was a crazy market. Stuff was just flying off the shelf. You couldn't, get an offer in. There was multiple offers all over the place. We're not there. We're grinding ourselves back to a more normal market where the buyers and the sellers both have an equal shot at this. As far as closed sales go, what's really interesting is that the majority of properties that have sold are under $1 million as far as price range. And the majority of houses that have sold, like 73% of them, are under 2,000 square feet. So people that say that everything in San Diego is completely unaffordable, that's just a myth. That's not happening. Now, one sad thing about it is if you take a look at what's going on the price range of $250,000 or less, the amount of sales there is almost infinitesimal. So unfortunately, the super affordable housing is really not here in San Diego. But again, we're a sub-$1 million market, which is actually pretty good. If we take a look at the next thing as far as inventory and the scattergram of where things are at, again, what we're seeing here is that by price range, the inventory is actually pretty good in that million range. And it's gone up basically from a year ago. And on the square footage side, same thing. There's a lot of houses out there that are under 1,500 square feet. So if you're looking for a first-time buy, actually right now is actually a pretty good time to get in there. If we take a look further of what's going on, what we're seeing is the month of supply is going up. Now a balanced market is usually 4 to 6 months of inventory. And what we're seeing on the attached side is we're almost at 4. We're actually at 4, and on the detached side, we're at 3. Again, not quite a balanced market, but much better than where we've seen it. What's interesting also about this graph, if you take a look at it, is it used to be, for most of the last decade, or 12 or 15 years, is that there were more single-family houses on the market than condos. And that's actually flipped. There are actually now more condos than there are actually single-family. Now that's there's a couple factors that go into that, but really what that's saying again is if you're looking for an attached property, now's a pretty good time to go out there and take a look at condos and attached properties. The other thing, if we take a look at just overall, and we step back from where everything's at here, on the attached market, there's more listings, there's fewer sales, prices are down to flat, and the inventory in the market is starting to pile up. So again, good time to go out and look. If we look at the detached market, the single family market, there's more listings. The sales are actually steady and prices are slightly up to flat. I think where we're at here now in the market overall is we're moving back into kind of a not so sexy, not so crazy market. It's not falling. We're not seeing prices, dropping dramatically. We are seeing inventories piling up here. Interest rates overall are about where they've been over the last month or so. We've seen actually a nice little decrease, and we're now around 6.5% for best market delivery, which is really good. But it's not as low as 5.5 or 4, what we saw, obviously during the heyday of low rates during the pandemic. So overall, the take that I would say right now is we're moving back to a more normal market. I don't anticipate, again, a lot of price increases or a lot more crazy inventory coming on the market. But I do see a more level playing field for basically the buyers and the sellers. So again, if you're a buyer and you're looking to get out there and buy, again, good time to do it. You got to be in the market. You got to be looking at different properties to see what might fit your situation. And if you're a seller, again, not as good as it was a couple, 2, 3 years ago when anything would sell. So remember, get a great realtor, prepare your house properly, and price it well. If you do all of that, you'll get a good sale on your transaction. So this is Sean Kelly. We're signing off. It's the end of the summer. I think I've got to go on a sailing boat trip or something. But I'll be back and check this out again in about a month or so. Take care now.